if they talk about China, we don't want to see Donald Trump engage in any kind of anti-Asian or anti-Chinese American sentiment or anti-Chinese origin sentiment. There's no place for anti-Asian hate. If they can talk about this in a proper manner, then they should talk about how do we protect our interests while also becoming the best version of ourselves in the strategic competition between the U.S. and the CCP. That means fixing our legal immigration system. That means upskilling the workforce for technologies of the future. It means investing in basic science and research in those technologies. So I'd like to see those topics addressed.
According to the polls, you have inflation, you have the border, and you have Ukraine and Israeli wars as some of the top concerns. So I hope that they address those from standpoint is what is President Trump going to do different than what President Biden is to minimize the inflation and get our economy going again at a better clip. What are we going to do about the tremendous flow across the border of crime and drugs? How are we going to close that? Mr. Trump had it closed and Mr. Biden has opened it up. And what the views are on how we're going to address our allies and friends with regards to Ukraine and Israel. So I think those are the three topics I think most of my people back home are most interested in, so I hope they address those.
Anything related to China, we know that China issues covers a lot of sectors in manufacturing and including the military.
Well, China is a factor in almost all of this from the standpoint, China is the best friend with Russia and Iran, which are problematic with regards to Ukraine. You have China giving the precursors to fentanyl, where coming across the border and infecting our country with all sorts of drugs. And inflation is kind of driven by the rules and regulations and high energy prices, and some of this is driven by the friends of China, Iran and Russia, who are restricting some of the production right now. So I think China plays a role in all of those things, and I think that needs to be addressed.
Are you going to watch the debate tomorrow night?
Well, if we're not voting on the floor, we probably will. I think we've got a lot of votes planned for tomorrow with regards to some of the appropriations bills coming up. So if we have time, yes, I will watch it. But our schedules, as you well know, around here are pretty much in flux.
China basically plays a big role in a lot of issues, really, in Americans' policy, no matter its economy or military or diplomatic level. So what issues would you like to see at a debate tomorrow?
Well, look, the Committee on China is the committee on everything, right? Like the strategic challenge of China affects everything. Among those challenges is the opioid crisis. Like, we are in the midst of the deadliest drug crisis in American history. And there's one person in the world who could end the drug crisis tomorrow, and his name is Xi Jinping. 97% of the fentanyl precursors come from China. He has the power to dismantle those supply chains. What is lacking is the geopolitical will.
Are you going to watch the debate?
I will be watching.
You'll be watching.
Yes, it'll be painful, but I will be watching.
The debate. Well, I think first and foremost, what I hear from Iowans, they care about the southern border. They care about keeping our country safe and secure. That's a place where I think President Biden has failed since day one. They care about inflation. The economy is not working for everyone, and the minivan driving moms like me in my district who are trying to put food on the table and understand that those costs are being crimped every single day because of the policy of this administration. I hope President Trump tries to hold him accountable. I hope the journalists do too.